Escape. It's not better.
That's good. There we go. All right, now we got the official conversation going. How the hell are you doing, man? It's a long time.
Been a while, isn't it? Weather's better over here than last time. I sat there 8 o'clock at night in the dark and cold of England.
Out over here is just as dark as it is over out in England right now. Without rainy, it is and cloudy. So we got a
Northern
swap of the
Hemisphere
little bit of a swap of the weathers over here. But
yeah, for
dude,
a change.
yeah,
For a
yeah.
change.
But talk to me a little bit, dude. It's been a long time. You've experienced some significant growth since the last time that we've talked, between not only just like your social media presence, but then also just strength wise, and then being able to travel the way you've traveled now. So, how'd you get? First things first. One, how was Bali? And two, how the fuck did you get hurt out in Bali?
Bali sick. You won't regret ever going there. Anyone that's
Yeah,
on a wavelength, you won't regret it. You'll find
yeah.
something about yourself, especially if you're someone who likes unconventional stuff. It's like living in GTA without the guns. It's wicked. Which leads into the second point, which is the fact that basically I got hit because of GTA without any guns. like,
Oh shit.
so literally, if it goes, it goes.
So to explain the definition, like, yeah, they hit by a fucking car.
No, so we're
Okay.
around a truck, and as you do, you drag it around to get around it. On the other side, some Aussie with his missus was on the back, and as I pulled back in at 70 kilometers an hour, T-boned me, sent me through. I was landed about 3 feet away from a shop window, nearly went through it, right? Uh,
Shit.
Elbow there. I don't know if you see the
Yeah, you
marks
still
from
got
that.
this
I've got
shit.
no skin. Yeah, like all the fascia and stuff underneath my hip bone region. For months, I had to like get it and keep doing this to it. It was
Oh,
like adhesive. And like the whole of my shoulder was like melted off. My hip bone was melted off. I had a
melted
pair of
off.
Havian. Yeah, literally melted off. I had a pair of Havianas flip flops, and like, the strip with the logo on was like melted. It was just gone. Like the logo was non-existent, and that bit of rubber literally saved my entire foot from peeling like an onion.
Oh, dude, yeah, because not for nothing, like for those who don't follow Austin, that was a nasty ass fucking injury.
It was raw
That was
dogging.
that was
It was
a
raw
nasty,
dogging.
nasty ass injury.
Like there's blood
Yeah,
everywhere. It was raw dogging.
dude, it was so fleshy looking. It looked like someone legitimately like took a bite out of your shit, and you're just
Yeah,
fucking
man.
blood gushing everywhere. And all I saw was Bali kiss. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened now with this guy going out there?
Literally the barley kiss. But I call it the barley burner. And the worst part is, which is hilarious at the same time. So I had the crash. I won't go into that, but I went full Spartan mode and ended up getting driving the motorbike an hour and a half after just
Wait a minute.
stuff like that.
Even after the fucking accident, you picked up and drove off.
So the first thing I did was I filmed it. When I got smashed off, when I got blood coming out of me. The clot logs for sure. I got put on the back of a Gojek, which is like an Uber on a motorbike. So
Okay.
I've basically been like, I didn't concuss, but my body wanted to pass out because of the adrenaline. I was like, hell no. I was like, you're gonna stand up, like, you're gonna, separate the mind of the body, like kind of reading some Marcus Aurelius scripture in your head at that point, or Epictetus. You're like, suffering is nothing. If I have a mind, the body is nothing. So I'm like sat there on the back of a motorbike, going, go get myself stitched up. Hour and a half of them stitching me up. I went off and got a roast chicken when I came out. I had a roast chicken and then got back on one of them Gojek Uber bikes, basically. Found my motorbike. The steering was pointing the wrong way and everything. And then got
Oh,
on that and then drove for 45 minutes down the motorway on a motorbike that didn't even go in a
all fucked
straight
up.
line. Yeah,
So
all
you
fucked up. To go get to, because they said you got dirt in your elbow and you're gonna like you got to get that looked up. So I go in, I've just had everything wrapped up, and then they stop peeling me apart again. Get everything off.
ugh.
Turns out it was fine. The next day or the day after, I pulled out, and like I came about 50 meters down the road. A dog ran out in the middle of the road. I put the brake on, the back wheel slipped out, and I had another crash
Good God. So not
with
even
all the
24 hours
bandages.
later.
Yeah, I literally look like Leonidas from the 300 at this point with that. Like day number three, like fighting the Persians. I've got so many bandages on me, and then I crashed. I had a crash on that one. And none of it was my fault. It was just the way the universe is spinning at that point for me. Then it's hilarious because the nurses don't speak any English, and I've rocked up to the medical center that I had it initially done. Because you have to get the bandages changed every 2 days because it's not like in the northern hemisphere where like you cut your foot, you don't really care, like you'll be fine. You
Yeah.
can walk in the dirt. Out there, you will die. You have to keep that covered. So it's like you will rot to death. And like
Oh
already in
shit.
2 hours, I was getting green shit coming out of me and whatnot. So
Oh,
it's like, yeah, yeah.
oh,
But
so
oh yeah, like 3 times. But the hilarious part is I go in there and I had to explain to the nurse. I was like, I've had a crash on the way to getting my bandages changed. And she's like, so like I've got blood all down me again. And it's like, oh, is this silly like twat turned up
oh
again? So I'm
fuck,
in there with
dude.
blood down my arms and stuff. My everything's just like that. Like everything that was has just been escalated, and my ankle got stuck, and that right knee snapped my foot in half underneath. So I
Oh,
was walking. I was literally limping around for like. It was taking me like 15 minutes to travel about 50 meters. It was so slow, but I just wouldn't rest. I
right.
just
Then
wouldn't
no
rest.
quit.
I had no quit in me. So I was like, right, we're going to get coffee, and then we're going to go to the beach, and we're going to do all these fun activities, but you can't even go anywhere. But we're going to do it. I was still driving on a motorbike. But the
On
woman
the
in there
same one. You had
was,
the
oh no, I
fucking
went through
guy.
4 motorbikes out there.
Oh, so
But like,
Jesus,
uh,
four. Wait, four. Four. Wait a minute. How, was there more accidents, or was that it?
no, I went through four because I broke a few. But the, yeah, man, and you get the point about Bali is rogue as hell. I like, you're like, I was at the traffic lights, so I just had this crash, and I was like, I've been given a Scoopy, a Vespa, basically, a Honda Scoopy. And a Vespa and stuff that you get in like mainland Asia and stuff, like the little
Yeah,
beep beep kind of ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Little annoying
And
things.
I literally rocked up and I'm just stuck there in the traffic and I looked to my left and I'm like, what's up, dude? There's a guy that's on a Scoopy, like me, bandaged up, literally like 20s at the traffic lights. I was like, oh yeah, dude, you just had the same crash. Like,
Right.
bandages, everything. And
So
it's so
Bali's really
funny.
that fucking wild that you just got
Yeah,
lost.
it's wild. It's
Damn,
not like
I didn't even know.
rainforests and stuff like that. It's
Just
yeah.
like desert and for the most
Dude, like
part.
imagine going on the freeway in America, so the motorway here, and like you're on a bike with a pair of flip flops, t-shirt, and a helmet on, and you're like, and there's trucks around you, and you're like, like that, and then
Oh,
everyone
that's
just
flying.
launches on the bikes, are just like ragging it out, and there's some people just go through the red light anyway.
Yeah, well, that also sounds like here in America, especially where I'm at right now. So they don't give no fucks about it. Now that the red light cameras are gone, all the red light cameras, they officially disabled them out over here where I live in New York. And ever
Yeah.
since that happened, now I just got motherfuckers flying right through the lights again. Like no fucks given at all
Well,
whatsoever.
they'd like Bali, that's for sure.
Bali wouldn't like them. I'll say that.
Oh man, it's so funny. I got pulled by the police as well. It's so funny.
For what?
Breaking the law twice. I didn't have a license and I didn't have a helmet on. And the police pulled me over. And for breaking the law twice, I paid about the equivalent of $80.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
And to make it better, I got greeted with a fist bump. He was like, "Sup, brother?" Probably he had some gemstone ring like me on. So we sort of like bump rings and fists like that. "Sup, brother?" And I'm like, right, so you're fist bumping me to make me feel better about the fact that you're going to now fine me. But you're not going to follow the law because you're going to put that in your pocket and then not take me to the station or arrest me. You're just going to go, right, I'll give you a special price. Legally, it's 1.2 million, but I'll give you a special price of 800,000 if you pay me directly instead of the government. I was like, this is a good deal. I'll do it.
Anytime you're gonna avoid dealing with the damn government, especially in a foreign fucking nation, yeah, I'll repay you any fucking day.
Yeah, literally. I was like, you can have your pennies, mate. But when he pulled me over, I knew it was coming. I was like, right, well, here it is.
Well,
Like,
I'll tell you, it's because people don't think that parts of the world like that, things like that are still a thing, like the bribery with the police and law enforcement and stuff like that. Where it's just like,
crazy. Dude, I mean, I don't think it's crazy at all because, to be honest with you, there's barely any crime out there at all. But because they don't take any shit. Like, you fuck
no.
up, you fuck up. So, like, if you get caught with drugs, it's death penalty. Done. You're caught smuggling drugs, death penalty. So, what do you get? Nobody tries to smuggle drugs because no one risks it. Apart from when I was there was one white guy. I don't know if he was Australian or English or American or what. Tried to put drugs across the border. They went, yeah, done. Thank you very much. They don't take any shit off you, but it's a good thing because, like, it's a good thing because it's like it just stops crime. Like, if
Yeah.
there's like they don't get any violence, and if there's violence, like they deal with it. They'll
Well,
come after
that's
you.
like the extremism that don't want to necessarily think that is needed in order to actually control a drug trafficking, but in reality is You look at areas like that, and you also look at areas like El Salvador now, especially where everything is just completely on lockdown. Like you bring any type of drugs or anything, you're immediately being hung, shot, or taking the needle into the arm.
Yep.
And here in America, it's definitely nowhere near like that at all whatsoever. Hell, you got the fucking government in correlation with some of these damn people.
I like drugs is a whole different topic and whatnot. But what I'm saying is that the consequence is so high, it does actually just stop it. There's none of this like if and but thing. It's just like you just know what the standard is before you go doing it.
Yeah,
And then if you
standard
want to
is a
risk
standard.
it, yeah. And then it just cuts it. You know what you're dealing with then, you know?
So one thing I wanted to ask, what brought you out to Bali though? Because it was so random though, out of nowhere. Like you just one
Intuition.
day just said like, yeah, I think it's time for me to go, and then pick your bags up
Um,
and go.
yeah, so intuition, divine timing, should I say, universe, just shit happens real quick. Went from everything to something completely else.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, literally, you went to one
Gulag.
the most. Going from there into Bali, two totally different worlds. So I never would have thought like someone like yourself would want to go all the way out that way with a completely
Hmm.
different type of environment and scene and culture and all that shit.
Oh, sorry
Wait,
about that.
what is it? What do you got a fucking bug fly in your mouth?
Yeah, like first thing is it's really far away.
Yeah.
And I'm not stupid, I don't think. But I was sat there on the flight, and you go from the UK. It's like the standard kind of procedure generally is Dubai or Thailand or Singapore, or whatever. And I was sat there, and I went to Dubai. I haven't slept or anything, and I'm just looking at the bloody map thing on the plane. I'm like, you go over India, and that felt like 2 hours, and then it was just sea forever. And I was like, this really is quite far away, isn't it? This Bali place. It is really far. And I'm pretty clued on with geography. But I just didn't realize the gap between like you think like India, you think, oh, that's not too far from Indonesia, do you? Dude, it's like the whole length of Europe away. So like
Oh
you're
shit.
and Bali's at the bottom, right? And then to get to Australia from Indonesia is like another hours, 4 hours, just to the top of it,
Oh
I think.
shit.
It's miles away. The whole like Philippines and Indonesia, it's 2.5 hours to Singapore, which is Malaysia from Bali. It's
Hmm.
miles away.
You don't think about that on the geography, like on the map or on the globe, wherever you're looking at the fucking thing. You don't think it's that long
Dude,
of
I
a
was just
flight.
looking at this archipelago of islands. That's what you'd call it, archipelago, isn't it? I think. And literally, you're just stuck over the same bit. And Bali, I still couldn't even see the top of Australia. I was like, where the fuck is Australia then? I was like, it's just still on it and 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 on it. At this point, I'm like, what feels
Flying
like
forever.
4 days into travel. I'm like we need to get there now.
How was the flight coming back though? Did it feel like knowing that you already had like the mental
I was
preparation of
tactical.
knowing?
I was tactical.
Oh yeah, how was
And
that?
it's better if you go to Thailand and then do a long run than it is if you go to Dubai and get
Uh,
off halfway and then you have to wake up again. If you just fly to Thailand from there's 4 hours, 4.5 hours, and then you get off there and then you can settle on the next flight and actually get some sleep instead of getting woken up when you're coming from our end to there, then it shifts forward. So you end up, even if you get some sleep, you get put forward and then you're waking up. So I'd had 3 hours sleep. And then because Dubai is ahead of the UK, then it fast forwarded even more. So I got like 3, 4 hours sleep. So my flight was at
oh
8 in
fuck.
the evening. And then I woke up. I basically got off the flight at 6 o'clock in the morning on 3 hours sleep. And I wasn't
Jesus
even
Christ.
halfway. I wasn't even halfway.
Oh fuck. Oh, so
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
it had to take you at least like a week
It's
to just naturally recover from just the
yeah,
travel
it's
alone.
really far away, but it's wicked. It's worth it.
So when it comes down to the atmosphere, would you say that you prefer to train obviously at home now, or would you prefer to train over out in Dubai?
But Bali's like
Bali, not Bali, not
the problem with Bali, the humidity absolutely wrecks you. Where I was doing 5, 6 rounds here, mate, it was killing me out there. It is brutal. I mean, like you walk out and it's 30 degrees. That's the coldest it gets.
oh man, if that's the coldest it gets. That's not too bad. That's shit.
But it
I could
is
tolerate that.
it's so humid.
So it's like 30 degrees, but then the humidity is just makes it
Yeah,
feel
and then
like
monsoon
heavy in
season.
the
It's
air.
30 degrees in monsoon season.
Oh fuck.
It's so
Okay,
bad.
okay, yeah. So like I got cold ass rain with fucking dense ass air. That doesn't sound too pleasant at
Dude,
all.
everything's so wet. And like, I mean, I had multiple instances of nature trying to rot me to death. It's like it's just one thing out there after another. It's like you get like a bit of barley belly or something, and then the whole waterworks turn on. It's brutal. But this is what you were saying, how it appears like it's crazy out there, that bike crash is like, but that is the natural world. There is no law and order to it. That is the natural
Yeah.
world. And the thing is you got these girls that, yeah, they are bimbos and the tarts and whatnot, Instagram influencers and stuff. They're doing their own thing. But credit where due to them, half of them have got motorbike scars on them, and they're not complaining about it. To be fair,
Okay.
you know, they
Yeah.
might have fake tits and lip filler, but like, they've got Hell's Angel scars down their legs. All right, let's just get on with it. It's very free like that. But when you like, no one goes to the doctors or anything.
So
But
that's more of
you
just
get
like a
anything in a pharmacy. You can get anything in a pharmacy basically that you need.
really. See, it's that now. See, it's shit like that.
It's better because if I've got a fungal
It is
infection, I
better.
can just get it and heal myself instead of having to get some crappy prescription
Yeah,
with
waiting to go to
evidence.
a
And it's
doctor,
like,
paying for the doctor, then going to the
yeah,
prescription, getting paying for that
you just show
prescription.
the woman in there. You just show her like, I've got this on here or whatever. So let me see it, and she goes, yeah, I know what that is. Because these pharmacists know what they're talking about more than most of these doctors. I'm telling you, they really really do, because they just watch it go in and out every single day. And like she's like yeah, I know that, and then she gives us it, and a week is gone.
Dude, if only it could have been like that simple here in America at all. But the healthcare system here in America, this is a whole other conversation for a different day.
Yeah,
But it's just everything's all ass backwards here when it comes down to that stuff. Like you got people waiting in line for days and days and days and months and years just to be seen online, just to be seen, not even seen, being with you, got a call back to get seen, especially
it
for
was
the veterans
empty.
here.
It was empty. It was so quick. The
I,
longest pro part of it was parking my motorbike, which was broken.
would you say that people out there are a little bit more free-minded? They're a little more free soul,
Oh
like
yeah, people are open. People have different opinions. You're gonna have your vegan hippies to your die-hard crypto trade dudes out there, right? Polar ends of the spectrum. But the thing is the reason why everyone's there is because they're open to new ideas and to listen. So
mm,
even if they disagree with you can still have a conversation with someone. They might react in an emotional manner that's not particularly great, but people are more open to just exposing themselves to different shit.
I like
And
that.
like-mindedness creates like-mindedness. And I'm going to the gym with multimillionaires. And
Right.
I'm taking something from him, and he's taking something from me.
And it's like more of like a balance of a conversation. There's no sense of like someone's better than the other person. It's more so
Not
like
so
just
much, no.
enjoying your life.
No.
See,
It's
and
yeah. It's,
they got it right out there with that part. Being
hey,
because I
there's
mean,
not a single fat person. There ain't a single fat person.
and here we are, 70% of our
There's,
populace is
there's
completely
more
overweight.
bodybuilders. There's more bodybuilders on roids out there than there are fat people.
No shit. See, when I hear things like that, and then I look around our country, my country in general over here, and then I constantly see people who have
Disease.
no soul, no love, no
There's
life
disease
stuck
everywhere.
behind this freaking
Disease.
thing. They're stuck
Yeah.
between hours and hours and hours of
Yeah.
scrolling and then sitting on their fucking ass on the couch doing nothing with their fucking lives and then wondering what the hell is going on with them. Why am I so sad? Why am I depressed? Because you're not doing anything.
No.
You're going into work, you're coming back home to sit on a phone and do absolutely nothing with your life. Meanwhile, there's plenty of opportunity, and it's literally just getting out of your own fucking head of just putting yourself out there a little bit more, talking to more people, exposing yourself.
Oh, dude, I had some crazy synchronicity when I'm out there. No coincidence, synchronicity.
So just straight up people who are on the same exact frequency, people who are on the same mentality, and then being able to enlighten you on things that you didn't even realize were possible for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's good people. It sounds like generic, but it healed me, that's for sure. It allowed me to actually let go for a moment instead of being some like hard nut all the time.
I will say though, this time around talking, you're a little more chill. It looks like you definitely are a little bit more at peace with yourself, at least a little bit more internally. Do you feel that
Yeah,
way?
yeah,
Definitely feel a little more at peace, but
yeah.
not comfort peace, not like not
I
letting
don't
your foot
ever
off the
seek
gas piece.
comfort. It's being able to be the calm in the storm. You
Mm.
can either be the chaos or the calm, and it's like, you know, the
Or
problem
not
is,
at certain times.
yeah, exactly. Like too much chaos in the storm is a bit like you are the vessel, and if you are the vessel of that storm, if you create more chaos, then it will break the vessel eventually. If you can be the calm in the chaos, you can hold it. And it's like
Yeah.
there's a time for a push, and training in that gulag was definitely a push. But that's the ebb and the flow of the universe. So, but
Yeah.
that's
When
how it
I say
works.
like when I look at the overall like the mentality of most people in this generation right now, whether they're older or they're younger, it doesn't matter. Just I'm talking about people who are living alive during this time frame right now. Everyone
Mm,
is stuck under a state of instant gratification, is stuck under a state of wanting the immediate success, of wanting to get rich quick, and they want to be able to be fully at peace with themselves without having to go through the hard shit. The reality is there is no peace without the storm. And when you are both the chaos and you are the calm in the storm, you're able to take that
later
step
on,
back and
but
you're
when
able
you
to
are
look at it
later,
all. And it's about holding
and later
accountability.
on, you're like built different. By the end of it, you're built different. Because if
It's
that
also
shit, would you have the mentality to do all of that shit again if it all crumbled? All that money fell away and it crumbled? Probably not.
it
Those
can come right back.
people that take it easy the first time, they wouldn't be able to get that back.
No. Versus if you like especially in the industry where I come with the training industry, you got so many people who jump into the industry thinking that it's an immediate money grab and that they're going to get all the clientele and that people want to work with them just because they look good. But then the reality is they don't want to put that hard work and that effort and the dedication and time and
Mm,
years of building a name and years of putting the effort into yourself and giving out the
yeah.
information. And I say all that like, because it comes back to that instant gratification and being the calm within the storm, where you during the hardest times, like where you're feeling chaotic, where you're not making enough money and you really don't know what the hell you want to do with your life, you got to take that step back and be calm and hold yourself accountable, saying like, well, what am I doing right now that's holding me back from really experiencing what I want to experience and accomplish my goals? What more, where can I put my time elsewhere and control this chaotic storm that I got in front of me and find better tools that I can use to control this storm? And I personally don't think that you ever really feel any type of true inner peace until you've been at the bottom of that fucking barrel and you've gone through all the fucking storms and you've went through the hardships of life and you came out a better person versus making you more colder person who becomes addicted to numbing themselves.
Mm. I mean, I would say that that's exactly where I've been the last month. I'm not gonna lie. Right? Anyone that's watching this or whatever, I've just been recalibrating myself, just doing my thing.
I
Like,
know that I've noticed another reason why I want to have this conversation because I noticed just an overall shift in not only just your character, but just your overall, like I said before, you're more of a calmer person, which is a good thing because you can't always, like we said before, be this chaotic storm running around and causing a chaotic mess anywhere we go within ourselves and with anywhere else. When you're more calm and you're chill and you're able to take that step back, you have the results in front of you right now where you
I
can look
mean,
at the sun.
I would say just because of where my environment as well, that definitely provokes that coming from Bali to here. But when I was in Nottingham, like, dude, I was training some like brutal shit. Some CNS naturally was just wired up more. It just naturally was. So your behavior obviously are just more gritty, especially in the winter. You're just going to be more driven to just get shit done because you know it's not pleasant, but you're just doing what needs to be done, right? And but here now it's like recalibration. The way I describe it to people, which is where my coaching is actually revolving into a bit more, is like it's all well and good being driven all the time. There's a time and place, and 2, 3 years of your life is a margin of that. It's not the whole thing. So like you're gonna need a top and tail on that. You need
Hmm.
polarity, but you can't allow anything to catch up with you if you're always running. So you
Hmm.
have to stay still for a moment, just to let that energy just come back to you instead of you putting it out there all the time. Learn something from women. They're magnetic, not electric, right? They attract, right? If you want butterflies in the garden, you don't chase them, attract them. But the way you do that is you have to stay still for a second.
Hmm.
You have to stay still. And then you have to have the polarity. And then when you see it, you set it and you do it. But you can't do that forever because everything's chasing all the time, whether it's from you or away from you, right? There's
Hmm.
always that energy. So it just creates an energy of just pure lack of because you're always moving.
And there's
But
no
something
also
that's
time to
very
really
content
appreciate
will
it all.
stay in one space and one place is content.
And content's the killer of all ambition and goals.
It is, but
I,
you have to wait for yourself to receive what you've set the goal
yeah,
out to be. Does that make sense?
yeah, no, it
You have,
totally does. Because you also have to, in order for you to really do to continuously keep going forward without realizing that you're not appreciating what you already have built. You've, for example, I'm not just throw this out there, but I'm definitely the most successful as I've been as a trainer in the entire, 7.5, almost 8 years of me training. In the last 2 years, I've made the
mm,
most, but I've also generated the most impact in people. And
mm.
had I not taken this earlier this year to really take the step back, and I took a week off,
Recalibrate, process.
I would not have. I never really noticed it when I realized, damn, I literally am making exactly what I would have made in a week within a day and a half now. And I cannot let myself off the gas because I'm just too stuck up in my own head with wanting to get the next goal done, which is this like, it's great to have a drive, but you also need to find that balance between the drive and then the appreciation of what you have so you don't burn the fuck out. I burnt out so many times throughout my career because it was just hustle, 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 burnout, hustle, 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 burnout. And trying to claw back from a burnout's a bitch and a half also, because then you're mentally drained, you're physically shot, and you don't know to fucking get
Yeah,
out of bed.
yeah.
So instead of having to constantly go with that grinding effort and wait for another burnout to happen, you find that steady tempo. It's like a heavy ass kettlebell swing where you can't just constantly throw the fucking bitch around. No, you gotta find a nice,
You have to build momentum as well at times.
yeah,
Like,
it,
swing, clean, high pull, snatch,
yeah. It's
as
adding the
opposed to
variety
just
of things
ripping
to your
that shit
tuba.
from a dead to a dead snatch.
Yeah,
That's what some people try and do, to pull a dead snatch constantly.
no, you gotta get a Turkish
You
get
got to
up
flow.
in, do some flow shit, get your body loose, get your body mobile, get your mind out of the fucking grinding gutter and get it into a place where you can appreciate this short life that we generally have. Because 7.5, 8 years of me training flew right by. I can still remember the first day I had my very first client in the old gym that I had way before COVID happened, and thinking to myself, this is what I want to do with my life. I think this is something that I can get
But then
down
the
with.
universe, you can't realize the universe decides for you. You didn't actually get a say in it.
No, no, I didn't
because
get to say
because all
that.
this stuff they meant for a lot of people that are in a job of healing people, for example, or something that's beneficial to society or community. You don't get a choice. You were put down that path without you even knowing. You, like, everything that happened when you were a kid, all the opinions you had that's
Mm-hmm.
still stuck with you now. You didn't get a choice. You do that there and now. You didn't get a choice. It is going to throw stuff at the right time, so that you have to learn and climb and crawl back out. And you think that you're failing, and then what it realizes is actually it will gave you the quickest, most direct route to actually get you to where you're meant to be, and what actually benefited a larger essence of consciousness. You had
It's
to
wild.
accumulate that knowledge by doing some really shitty stuff.
Mm-hmm. And really, and coming out the better side of it though. The one thing is around me is that I've had a lot of examples of what to do and what not to do with my life between family, friends, and my surroundings and my culture and my community around over
Mm.
here. And I could have easily fallen down those same fucking traps when it comes down to life getting at its hardest. But at the same time, though, you build up a certain mental resiliency when you choose to continue grinding out the harder way and taking the stairs versus when that elevator door opens up, you can go take the fucking elevator and make it easy for yourself.
Yeah,
And that's
man.
the easy way to your problems and shoot your way up. But no, I heard that speech on my graduating when I graduated high school, graduation day. The principal at the time, that was one of the things. Fuck, that's now 11 years ago, but it's like it's one of the things that still stuck with me, where it's just like always take the stairs no matter what, as hard as it gets, because the stairs are the hardest way, yeah, but they're also going to guarantee you the way up, versus if you take the escalator or the
You might not
elevator,
make it.
might not make it, it may crash, a blackout happens, and then now you're stuck in the fucking
I know
elevator.
someone. I had a mate that turned up 3 hours late years ago because of a lift. I was when I did before I was like this. I was actually a semi-pro snowboarder, so I used to go away snowboarding a lot. And you get a lot of like the chateaus and the chalets, and they go up blocks of flats, right,
Yeah,
6, 7 stories up, right. And one, obviously, you got all your skiing gear and stuff, and you're sweating, pissing through from the day. You're probably pissed as well because you just come back from après ski.
yeah.
And the guy, they turned up 3 hours late because they were all in there with their gear, snowboarding stuff on, and the lift
Oh
broke
fuck.
with them in it. And one of them needed a piss so bad, he had to piss on the floor. And then you know how hot, I don't know if you know, in like Europe, they are so hot, them chalets. Like everything's wood and they're so hot. And the dude pissed in there. There was like four of them. And when they opened the door, it smelt so
Uh,
bad.
oh God. Oh God. No.
So
No. Like
always take
that
the
just I can
stairs.
already. I can
Even
already.
if you got your snowboarding gear, just take the stairs.
No matter what. Yeah. That's the prime example right there. And reason number one: always take the fucking. No. Just even the smell of it. So that's just
Literally,
thinking about the smell. Just.
if that isn't a reason to, I don't know what is.
Oh. Oh. Well. Listen, brother, man, I wanted to have you on here to catch up real quick, talk a little bit about what we got going on, talk about your trip to
Sure thing.
Bali, your Bali kiss, and everything else. Before we wrap things up over here, I wanted to ask you, where can they get in contact with you? How can they train with you? I know we talked a little bit about it last time, but you know, your fucking name blew the fuck up with, especially within the unconventional world, which I love to see because you're one of the few people in the industry that's also as real as it gets, as hard as it gets, and it's not as fucking how'd I say? Basically, like you're easy to talk to as a coach. Also, you're not just somebody who
I pride myself on that. I'll message people back.
yeah, you message people back, you talk to your people, you get your name out there with your community as well. So, real quick, so people can join along with that community. Where can they reach out with you? How can they get in contact with you, and all that shit?
So I've only got one platform, and that's Instagram. That's my only platform I'm on. And on the that's Mercy Denied. And on that there'll be a link basically to find out any of my programs or anything that I do with my coaching. So if you want to work one-to-one with me, it's straight up simple on there. If not, you can just send a message to me directly and I'll sort you out real quick. It's that simple. And then that will take you onto the Sombo. But obviously, as I said, if you message me, I can link you up with anything that you want direct contact with. And it's not just with my coaching as well. I want to say it's not just unconventional training. If you're struggling with stuff like accountability, you want someone that's like a coach, there's someone that I don't take shit off anyone. I'll get you there. Like, give me 90 days, you'll be there. Straight up, no diet bullshit plans, counting calories and stuff. Real deal, meat and eggs, real training anytime, any place. Accountability, really dial in your mindset. Get rid of this bullshit like victim mindset and just start to understand yourself from the inside out. That's what I help people with. It's not just me swinging big lumps of iron around above my head. There's so much more than that, and that's why I work online and not in a physical facility. Because for me, it means I can branch out for as many people that want to access me as far as possible.
And you also have total control, and you're as real as you can be with your people. You don't have to cater
That's it.
towards being underneath the professional image.
Well, they
Extent,
told
to
me I
an
was going to
extent.
fail at school, and they told me you're not going to have any friends. No one's going to like you. Um,
I got a degree.
yeah. I accidentally got a degree. Yeah, like, I don't do as I'm told very well, but that doesn't mean I'm not. I just listen. I'm willing to listen to those people that can practice what they teach and they know their
Mm.
shit. I listen to those ones, the ones that I'm told to listen to because it's part of the regime. I ain't interested. So that's how I operate. I'm a black sheep, the stick in
Hey,
the mud,
hey,
as you
listen.
call it. So if
I'd
that
argue to say
resonates, I'm here.
I'd argue to say all the black sheep eventually find each other to make one giant army. So I feel like that's a good portion of us unconventional athletes who really just take the fucking next level to the world, to this whole thing, and really push the barrier and the mental weight of what our bodies can really do with this fucking weight.
Definitely,
Well,
definitely.
but
No
man,
doubts about it. No
no doubts
doubts
about it
about
at
it.
all. I got my fucking 176 pound here. I'm sitting on my 200 pound sandbag right now. I'm about to get my own fucking work in too. So
I've been there, I've done that. I used to use mine on the couch.
hey, listen,
Put my
it's
feet up.
convenient. It's not just a fucking
It
piece of
works.
equipment. It works. It's a good chair, but I know for a fact as soon as I get up now, I gotta go fucking pick the thing up a couple of times.
It's better than a cold rock that gives you hemorrhoids.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, not for nothing, fucker out over there. Yeah, you're building up a whole bag of cement out over there, basically. But
I
brother,
do
man,
I do have some hard ass clients that put me to shame, I'll say that. I have
hey,
some
listen, but
hard
that's
ass
what you want though.
clients.
As a coach, you
Yeah.
want your clients to be better in certain ways
But I
and be
need
better
them
at you
to
in
be
certain things.
alive. I can't
Eh,
make a living if they die.
just make sure you're in their insurance plan. That's all.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna make them take out insurance.
There you go.
Uh,
Well, you be safe out there. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for
yeah,
popping by, catching up.
catch
We'll
catch you
do
around.
this
We'll
again
do another
soon.
one. We'll do
Absolutely. We'll
another
do
one.
this
Have
again
a good one,
soon.
dude. Nice
Appreciate you,
one.
man. Be easy.